Yorùbá TV 247
ẹ bá wa dá sí.
Ìpolówó ọjà tó kájí wọlé.
Ẹ bá wa dá sí.
Ọ̀rọ̀ lórí orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá gbogbogbò.
Ẹ bá wa dá sí.
Ẹ̀yin ará mi ẹ súnmọ́ bí ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ pín.
Ẹ bá wa dá sí.
Yorùbá TV 247 ẹ bá wa pín.
Nigerians that have been following Akpabio and Natacha case have been shocked few hours ago. They have been shocked few hours ago because they never expected what actually happened few hours ago. The thing that these people were actually planning is actually out of what Nigerians were thinking. They've kept a lot of Nigerians in darkness. So a lot of Nigerians were actually thinking that the matter is in court and the court is trying to make ruling. And a lot of blogs have finally come out to unveil the fact that they want to make ruling as far as the Natacha case is concerned in court and all of that. But everything is a big lie. Come and see what is happening. Natacha is finally appearing in the Senate. You will see things for yourself. Come and see how the matter gets to that level. I'll play the full video. You see the things, the way it actually goes. So I'd like guys to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video, just do what to share it. Share to the social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like the video. Like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Just stay connected. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, just do all to click the red subscription button appearing on your video screen, and at the same time click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop another video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. You know, the matter of Natacha and Akpabio, I'll be giving you back-to-back updates as far as the matter is concerned for the past few weeks that the matter actually escalated. You know, it's normally news that the matter is already in the court and all of that, but the things that they don't want Nigerians to know at the moment is finally unveiled. You know, Natacha came out and made it known to the general public that they are doing everything possible to sweep this matter under carpet. A lot of Akpabio loyalists are doing everything possible to ensure that the matter actually died down and Nigerians will actually forget it. So that's why a lot of us are actually breaking out the matter on day-to-day activities on what is happening as far as the matter is concerned. Though the court came out that either of Natacha or Akpabio should come out to talk about the matter on the media again. None of them should grant any interviews again and all of that. And since then, Natacha actually stopped granting any interview. But come and see what is going on. What a lot of Nigerians were actually thinking that is going to happen as far as the matter is concerned, the other side is already happening. A lot of Nigerians were given the impression that this is what is going to happen, that the matter is in court and the court is going to make ruling and all of that. That's what they make a lot of Nigerians to believe. But everything is a lie. You will see things for yourself. Natacha is finally appearing in Senate. You will see things the way it goes. So I would like us to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video as you watch it.
The apology on their face.
Says APC has given Very Dark Man 1 week to apologize to Senate President Akpabio for calling his trip to the Pope's funeral shameful, warning him to stop making activism with slander. To be very honest, a lot of people have called me. You know, some of them say, I beg you, just apologize to you know, this not Senate President we talk about and all. You know, and after thinking about it, I did not actually plan to insult him or make him feel some type of way. You understand? So if he feels offended or if they feel offended and they request an apology, then it's fine. So first of all, I want to apologize to the people of Benue, to the people of Jos, to the people of Kwara, to the people of Enugu, to the people of Ogun, to the people of Edo State who have been victims of this insurgency and insecurity in Nigeria as a result of these irresponsible leaders that we have. Leaders with misplaced priorities that leave their own people that is dying on their farmlands and traveling to go for funeral of people that don't even know them when they were alive, or because of their political movement. You understand? So I want to apologize on behalf of the irresponsible leaders to these people, because I feel like these are the people that actually need an apology. Since the irresponsible leaders would not apologize, I will apologize on their behalf. Do you understand? People they buy, they kill hundreds of your people. When I no wake up one morning, when I go there, President said nothing give statements. When I get mine, they give me 7 days. I want to give you people 7 days to clamp down on all these herdsmen attack that is going on in Benue and Jos. Going on in Benue, Jos, Enugu. See that Enugu single mother, that Enugu mother now will lose her only Peking. I want to give you 7 days to solve this insecurity that is claiming the lives of a lot of people in their farmlands. See what's happening in Bayelsa. See what's happening in Kwara. They just recently kidnapped a woman in Kwara State. just recently kidnapped a woman in Kwara State. Insecurity in the country, una carry una self dey travel, say una wan go do familiarity with some people who no care about una. It's a shame. It is a shame. It is a shame. Now, whoever is there, I know the person who draft this letter on behalf of APC. Not be the same you, now they go arrest for a do election where you go wear police uniform, they claim police. It will say they don't detain you. To say they don't lock you for impersonation, because that one are impersonation. Nobody the one where police they carry me, they go court for. Nobody say I carry their uniform, go rob. Nobody say I carry their uniform, go steal. Uniform why even we say not be their own no. But person now when they say go do impersonation, I still dey free. So they write me letter on behalf of APC, say make I go apologize for video what I do. God go punish you. The person who draft that letter, God go punish you. God go punish you. You are very stupid. I don't go apologize in the next 7 days. Go and do your worst. You want to serve letter, serve the letter. Go and do. I want to see your work. Worse in the next 7 days. In the next 7 days, I want to really know what you want to do for freedom of expression, for freedom of speech and expression. Make I go apologize to you now. I want to see the worst that will happen. I'm really curious. People they die everywhere for Nigeria. Una no care. Una they carry on say private jets. So I can't go places and they talk. You they talk say they are giving you 7 days to apologize. People are shameless and disgraceful. Now, and Punch newspaper. Very Dark Man is becoming notorious for blackmail, slander, and character assassination while pretending to be an advocate for the masses and social crusader. Now, Punch, let me tell you something. The quickest way to fall your brand is by letting all these people use you people to do propaganda or to push a narrative. Do you understand? Now, I want you all to understand. You were there for Punch, and all of now on they push all this narrative. I will advise you. It's an advice. First of all, understand where we are in the country. You don't do for this game since. Me, I just dey come, you never take. But you understand, because number one, a lot of you collect money for what you do. So money drive you. Me, money don't drive me. My own is passion. Do you understand? My own is passion for my country. Don't ever think in your life that you people can push a propaganda against me. Now, me, if you push a narrative to spoil what you get. Do you understand? So you cannot compare us. It's not about how long ago. It's not about how long. Don't let all these politicians use you to spoil your. They go spoil. I go help you spoil them. I will help you spoil it. You better be careful. Very Dark Man is every other person reports the news as it day. Reach your turn. Very Dark Man is becoming notorious for blackmail. If I tell you now, me come prove where a blackmail person. If you prove him, slander and character assassination. Which person character they don't assassinate when no be bad person? Which person character? Are they not irresponsible? God will punish you now. What type this thing for Punch? And the person will write this letter, God will punish you. You're going to learn, and you will learn the hard way. Apology my foot. Apology my foot. Don't pray, else you're gonna learn, and you will learn the hard way.
The same thing that Natacha did to them by rubbing the apology in their face, Very Dark Man have done it to them again. So that is not even what we are here for. A lot of things is happening as far as Natacha case is concerned, and a lot of Nigerians were thinking towards a particular direction. They were thinking that the matter is in court, and the court will make ruling, and the court will make ruling based on what Natacha actually accused Akpabio for. But everything is a lie. The matter is not in any court. You see things for yourself. You hear things the way it goes. Just stay connected. Listen to this woman. This woman has spit everything out. Natacha is going to be called to the Senate now, and you hear everything that they want to do to Natacha in Senate. They're recording Natacha now. You see things the way it's good. If you can share the video, share it. If you can share it, just like it. Stay connected. I'm coming back again.
I was a witness at that session, in order to enable me bring a perspective, as I have done in other places, on why countries must take the matter of sexual harassment or sexual violence very seriously. And so when we arrived, the petitioner started by raising two concerns. He called them objections that he wanted the committee to consider and to give him a persuasive response to. And those two objections were that, number one, he was not confident of an impartial conversation with the committee because he adjudges the committee to already have taken public positions at different times on the matter of his senator for whom he signed the petition. You have to resolve them for me. In which case they said, well, that means you don't want to, testify. And so we don't have time for wasting our time. And it was that time that Dr. Abiola Akinode said, no, he wants to testify, and the three of us would be willing to, take the oath. But these two objections needed to be addressed. They wouldn't hear it. Different of them that were the members of the committee and non-members that joined them as though they were members of the committee just kept coming after our side of the table with all kinds of statements that were frankly very unsavory. And in the way that they carried on, it gave and enabled the senator that you were referring to the opportunity to barge into the talk that was coming from our own side, because at some point we then agreed that the petitioner should swear into an oath. I still at that time hadn't agreed to swear in. Then he swore into the oath and used that opportunity to start with his objections. The matter of cases in court would need to be properly situated. Natacha does not have a case in court on her petition against the Senate president. In fact, I take back my word. Senator Natacha Akpabio does not have a case in court, against the Senate president for sexual harassment. She has a case in court for defamation of her person by the Senate president and his aides, who, as immediately that event of the February 20th happened in the Senate, went online and cyberbullied her so much and put out all kinds of defamatory stories about her person. That was the case that she has in court. She doesn't have a case on the sexual harassment. What she did was to listen to the Senate, which said our rules require that a petition that is properly signed by someone else other than yourself be laid before the Senate, and it will be referred to the appropriate committee. And they are two different things. Her case on sexual harassment is with the Senate. It's not yet with any court. But there is another case which is not filed by her. And that is the case that the wife of the Senate president, Senator Akpabio's wife, had instituted against her. She hadn't mentioned Mrs. Akpabio in her defamation nor in her petition to the Senate, which was referred to the committee. So this case of the Senate president's wife is a case saying you defamed me by the allegations that are out there concerning her husband. So there is no case in court on sexual harassment that has emanated from Senator Uduaghan. Okay. And why is that the case, I asked? And the answer was basically that within the Senate, the rules are that you access the internal redress mechanisms as senators before you step out of it. So she's acting within those rules that were the basis for which she was also slapped on another matter of the sitting allocation. So we do need to separate this clearly so that we know what we're dealing with. And so that then leads us to an important matter, which is that on that same day, at the Senate committee session, the Ethics Committee session, do you know that after all that happened, after all the badgering of the petitioner to testify and to give them the evidence that he had for his allegations, for the allegations of his Senate, something on the petitioner by saying, "Oh, I believe you have received 2 court cases that make it sub judice for us to entertain the matter of the petition on sexual harassment." My goodness. Honest. Therefore, then immediately the petitioner came into that session and you started the meeting. That would be the first thing you communicate. We're not going to do this because there are cases in court. And then it will be left to his counsel to say, which cases are you referring to? And then there would have been a conversation on that. So they didn't do that. They simply said, based on these 2 cases in court, we're not going to, continue on this matter. So we adjourn and we end the conversation. My goodness. Nigerians are really not yet understanding that there is some measure of criminality that is going on in governance in our country. Mm-hmm. This kind of level of, this kind of level of dishonest actions by those who, it's just unbelievable that this whole thing was for them a charade to be seen as having invited the petitioner and then to wash their hands off quickly. Well, what they did not actually and have not yet considered is that the legitimacy of this entire Senate as the highest lawmaking organ of our society is shaky. It is shaky because you cannot have a case like this against a high-ranking officer of our country, and what you just want to do is to dodge the necessity for you to provide the environment, a healthy environment for this to be investigated, for there to be a public hearing on it, for the 2 parties to the matter to have the opportunity to speak and make clear what it is that they allege and what they counter allege. So it is really a sad thing that the Senate is not reading the room. They are not reading the room in terms of how society is progressively coming to the understanding that a public institution like the Senate must act within the construct of social contract with the citizens. Social contract is requiring of an accountability in a matter that has really come all the way to the top of our public agenda. Okay. The misuse of this opportunity by the Senate suggests something. It suggests that they don't realize that in other places where some of this same issue of sexual harassment has happened, society made progress by tackling it very well. So, for example, the Me Too movement in the US, when it happened, a lot of changes happened within the workplaces, even within some states in the US. And you know what the value of that? The value of those kinds of progress where anti-sexual harassment policies and laws and procedures of accessing redress were put in place. It just creates a healthy environment for people to thrive, for societies to do well. Societies that have paid paid attention to these kinds of matters are societies that have provided the opportunity for everyone to be at their maximum, to be at their best. Now, in our societies where we sort of don't use opportunities of the kind that the Senator Uduaghan and Senator Akpabio saga has given us, end up doing is they end up sending signals that their democracies will not enable voice. It would not enable the right to fair hearing. Fair hearing is an important piece in the whole constitutionalism of our democracy. And so without taking advantage of this as an opportunity for the Senate to lead the society forward on this matter, the senators are simply saying to us, you might as well be in a military space, because the voice, the accountability, and all the nuances and ethos and principles of democracy are being trampled on. I always love to be contextual, and because without context, it is very difficult to get to the right conclusions on a matter. Because, okay, take for instance, people who assume that shut up was the first thing that happened. It wasn't the first thing that happened. There was a pattern of behavior that led to shut up. But if you don't know that context, it will be difficult for you to fully appreciate it. So I go back to your question on this matter of why does it appear as if I am the only publicly visible one who is taking on this matter. I take on this matter from also my many years of demanding public accountability. I would say that perhaps in my generation, I probably am the one who does this the most in this country. I mean, I'm not talking out of suppositions. I am talking out of what I know. The truth is, when I was in government, even before I was in government, I'm sure you know that I was a co-founder of Transparency International, and that by virtue of that role,
you refer to as Madam Due Process.
Due process came down the line. No, that came later. During the era of the military, in 1993, Transparency International, as a global body that puts the matter of addressing corruption globally, was established, was founded. I was one of the co-founders of that organization. I was one of the pioneer directors of the board of that organization in Berlin, Germany. So this matter of transparency, public accountability has been a mission for me. And so I then do other things. I worked for Kennedy School, on the basis of which I returned into the country to do the reform of the public procurement, on the basis of which you are calling me Madam Due Process. And in that government, you can ask anybody, I was the voice for accountability. As a matter of fact, I was the chair of the sub-team on anti-corruption, public accountability, transparency, and good governance. So I share that. The EFCC, ICPC, and all the bodies, NMPC, the tax administration, all of them were part of that team. I was responsible for it. I leave government. I work at the World Bank as VP. The issue of good governance, accountability has been a cornerstone of the things that I have done on economic governance. I leave the World Bank. I am continuing to put that on the lens, on the top agenda of our continent, because research shows that if we do not address issues of governance and the need for public accountability, we're not going anywhere in terms of economic growth and development, and therefore prosperity of our people. So I go to this lens to say all of this, that because by 2014, everything that I did, following my time of moving on to work with a number of presidents on the continent, advising them as their economic advisor under the Africa Economic Development Policy Initiative. Everything about my economic policy direction also focused on the need for good governance and public accountability. Now, between 2014 and this, now, we have had 3 administrations. I have used my platform to hold those governments accountable as much as I did the government that I was in, on the basis of which they gave me that moniker, Madam Due Process. Now, in doing that, since 2014, on social media, Nigerians don't even know what I have seen. There is absolutely no insult that hirelings of the political class, the politicians, in one administration after the other, have rained on me, and it still hasn't deterred me. So what happened at the Senate the other day was, it was nothing. It was like water on the back of a duck. It was like water on the back of a duck, because what I have had to endure in terms of people wanting to shut down this voice that demands for accountability, this voice that says if others look away, I am not looking away, is horrendous. But it hasn't mattered, because you see, I am purpose-driven. If our continent will not become, because we fail to put the central things that have developed other societies, then someone like me, who has been privileged to have the life that I have had, cannot be comfortable. I cannot be comfortable. This is not about me. This is not about Senator Natacha. It is about a society that has all the possibilities to be great and then chooses to be a dwarf. That is not acceptable to me. It may be okay with others. I said clearly that I don't want to live as an inheritance was that my generation should have fought and won for our daughters and our granddaughters and our grandchildren more broadly to have to fight. So when you think of it that way, every woman would have to think whether indeed it aligns with how they see life. And unfortunately, what has happened is that the gender norms have forced women to choose the idea of, please don't make trouble. Don't make trouble. Don't be out there and having a voice. Keep quiet and just leave it alone. So that's exactly what I say to people, that please connect what is going on at the Senate to the general problem of the citizens who, knowing that they have been failed over and over again by their public leaders, still choose to not even say, we are not happy. We're not comfortable with the way we've been governed. You have to do differently. Societies where that kind of feedback happens are the societies that change the course of their history and begin to prosper. So for me, it's a longer-term issue of the systemic, structural, and institutional barriers that stand in the way of a Nigeria and Africa that could claim the 21st century based on the kind of humongous opportunities that we have. It really is in our hands. I would end on this particular side of your question by saying that actually there are at least 350 women-led organizations under what is known as the Women Manifesto organization in this country that have been standing with Senator Uduaghan. I also really appreciate the fact that we have seen very strong voices of men. So this whole thing to make it a woman and a man, no. Everyone who is reasonable is simply asking for one thing. Senators, why are you comfortable in dodging this allegation? Why are you not even informally advising the Senate president that when a person is accused of sexual harassment, they should be in a hurry to want to prove their innocence. But instead of doing that, what they have persistently been doing, and we see it, it's actually out there, so it's factual. What they've done is they want to discredit her, they want to shut her down, and then they went to the point of suspending her from the Senate for 6 months, which is against judicial precedent, actually against the Constitution. They've then now gone to procuring fraudulent recall process for her. Well, we're waiting. Let Nigerians watch that recall process. INEC should know that it's already in the bad books of the people of this country in the way it managed the 2023 election. Now it has another opportunity to even begin to redeem a little bit of its image and its credibility. It should not make the mistake of ruining it, because we know that the threshold for establishing a recall that is legitimate is pretty tough. And what we're asking is that those matters for doing so, like, the people who have said they are recalling her are not her constituency, and are so giving her the support, the kind of legitimacy they conferred on her, because she's actually been an effective senator in terms of her relationship with her community, her constituents. So those who are thinking that they would take over all public institutions and appropriate them, which is what we call corruption. Our definition of corruption in Transparency International, it is that it is the abuse of public office for private gain. It is the abuse of office, more broadly, for private gain. And that is something we must all stand against.
Concerning our fight against intimidation.
So it is...
Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much for honoring the 65 Thank you very much for honoring the 65 women from across the spectrum of society. But I do want to underline the fact that those kinds of awards are awards that come by virtue of track record of having done significant work and impacted society. So congratulations to the other awardees for the Arise TV, Women's Award. The thing for us to say is your word, collective action, is very important. Collective action normally increases the prospects of success in anything where citizens want to change their society. Now, you know that power dynamics are at play in this. Mm-hmm. Nigeria is at the bottom of women representation in the parliament and in public office more broadly. We're at the bottom. Rwanda, for example, is at 61%. Our country is at less than 4%. That already tells you that we are not reading the evidence that shows that the more that a society tries to practice representation, the higher the prospects of governance producing good outcomes. Thank you so much. So when Nigerians talk about Rwanda, they must remember why there is a disconnect. So we just want to say that for the entire society, the way that men are supporting and saying the Senate must have this hearing and it must have an impartial investigation led by an investigator from the ICPC, it then must ensure that it is publicly broadcast. That is something that every one of us in our little corners must continue to push them to do.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear everything that was said in this very video. A lot of Nigerians were thinking that the matter is already in court, but the matter is not in court. If you should listen to what this woman actually said in this very video, this was the same woman that actually represented Nigeria and actually represented Natacha. And this woman is known to fight for woman rights. She fights for woman rights, and that was the woman that fought one of the loyalists of Akpabio when they were trying to settle the dispute between Akpabio and Natacha. A woman came out in a meeting to tell a senator to shut up. The woman is older than the Akpabio loyalist senator, but the woman said that the senator should shut up, and the senator was trying to attack the woman back based on words and all of that. That was the same woman. For those of you that know the story I'm talking about, that was when the issue of Natacha and Akpabio newly escalated to the public then. That was the woman that had been fighting for woman rights, ladies' rights, as far as Nigeria and Africa is concerned. She's not only limited to Nigeria. But the woman came out and made known to the general public that the matter of Natacha that is in court is quite different from what a lot of people actually put in their eyes. The matter that is in court, that people were thinking that is in court, is the fact that Natacha accused Akpabio of sexual harassment, and the court will be looking for evidences, and based on the allegation that no, Natacha cannot just come out to accuse Akpabio forcefully like that Natacha needs to provide evidence. And a lot of blogs have come out to make it not a general public that is the same matter that is in court. That it is the petition that Natacha actually made against Akpabio based on the sexual allegation thing that is in court. But the matter remains that that's not the matter that is even in court. This woman made it clear and said the record straight that that's not the matter that is in court. The matter of the sexual allegation thing is not in court, it's in Senate. That's what the woman said. And for that matter to be in Senate, you should know what is going to happen to the matter. The same Senate that told Natacha that the matter is dead or the petition is dead on arrival and all of that, based on the fact that they want to support Akpabio and be loyal to Akpabio. You should know that those are the people that are going to be deciding on the matter. A lot of them are Akpabio loyalists in the Senate there. That's what a lot of Nigerians do not know. Now, this woman said that the matter that is in court is the defamatory case that was leveraged against Natacha. A senator of Akpabio came out, and that was the red cap senator that came out and made known to the general public that Natacha have gotten married to 4 different husbands, and all of them she's away and all of that based on her bad character and all of that. All those senators that came out to talk bad about Natacha, those are the matter that is in court. Now, Natacha sued them for defamatory or defamation of character or assassination of character or all of that. But the matter between Akpabio and Natacha, that Akpabio actually harassed Natacha, that one is not in court. But a lot of Nigerians were thinking that is what is in court. But they're waiting for evidence, and they're waiting for Natacha to bring out evidence to the court and all of that based on that same matter. But since that matter is not in court, according to what this woman said, there's no evidence anywhere. That's what a lot of people did not know. That's not the matter that is in court. The matter that is in court is the defamatory matter, according to what this woman said in this very video. You can date back to the video and listen to everything again. You can listen to everything now. They're trying to recall Natacha back to the Senate based on what Natacha was actually suspended for and all of that. But they're looking for apology from Natacha. That's what these people are waiting for. I don't know why APC people actually love and fell in love with apology so much. The same apology that they demanded from Natacha when they were trying to suspend her for 6 months. They said she needs to come to the Senate to apologize verbally. She needs to apologize in written form and all of that before they can actually consider lifting her suspension. That's the same thing that they said to Very Dark Man when Very Dark Man actually bashed Akpabio based on the fact that Nigerians were poofing in their country, Nigerians that elected him and all of that, they were poofing in their country. But Akpabio did not go there to extend the condolences and stop all the killings and insurgencies that are happening in different states in Nigeria. But they can go to Rome to actually extend their condolences to Pope Francis that they never send them, that never send their papa, according to what Very Dark Man said. Now they're asking Very Dark Man to come up with apology, that Very Dark Man must apologize to APC, must apologize to Akpabio within 7 days. But since Very Dark Man came out within 24 hours and labast and labosed the Akpabio and even all the APC shootings and all of that, he blasted all of them and said he's not going to apologize. Now these people, obviously, they're trying to force people to apologize based on what people are not meant to apologize for. They try to force people to apologize based on freedom of speech and expression. They try to make people to apologize and make the people look stupid and all of that. Those are what APC are doing at the moment. They try to make people to apologize and insult the intelligence of the people and all of that. But everybody is saying they're not going to apologize. Now, drop a opinion in the comment section of this video as far as the matter between Akpabio and Natacha is concerned. As I'm gonna to get another one for you and share, follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LivePowerWatch TV.
Yorùbá TV 247.
Ẹ bá wa dá sí.
Ìpolówó ọjà tó kájí wọlé.
Ẹ bá wa dá sí.
Ọ̀rọ̀ lórí orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá gbogbogbò.
Ẹ bá wa dá sí.
Ẹ̀yin ará mi ẹ súnmọ́ bí ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ pín.
Ẹ bá wa dá sí.
Yorùbá TV 247. Ẹ bá wa pín.